I am the Mets head, talking all things New York Mets, with a recap of Game 7 versus the San Francisco Baseball Giants. I ask if you enjoy my content that you please like and subscribe to the Mets head on all platforms. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Somebody once said, and it was not Mark Twain, that the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco, which my friends and I can attest to, as we all had to buy sweatshirts to ride our bikes over the Golden Gate Bridge in the middle of the summer. The Mets are also finding it quite cold in San Fran, dropping a third straight game while scoring just 3 runs in the last 3. They claim this team was slump proof. Bichette's in a slump, Semion's in a slump. Lindor, Polanco, and Benj are all batting below the Mendoza line. Our best hitters, expectedly, are Soto, but surprisingly, Vientos and Robert are the next two. I think Semien needs to sit a few games after he just ended an 0-for-19 streak. I think Brett Beatty needs to be the second baseman for a few games. I didn't understand why Mendoza chose to sit Beatty versus the right-hand pitcher in Game 5 when he knew they were going to face two lefty pitchers afterwards. And with Semien being ice cold, he should have benched Semien then. Also, I think Bo should bat in the number 2 spot. Opposing teams are frequently taking advantage of Lindor and Soto back to back with their poor hitting against left-hand pitchers. I found it confusing that after the Mets didn't hit against the left-hander in Game 6, that Mendoza would use the same exact lineup versus a more formidable left-hander in Robbie Ray, a former Cy Young winner in 2021. And then considering that it was a left-hand pitcher, I didn't think it was a great idea to have your worst two hitters versus left-hand pitchers to back to back first and second to lead off the game. But Lindor did lead off with a walk, improving his overall on-base percentage to .394, which is great for a leadoff hitter, right? But when he's on first, he can't steal with Soto batting behind him. Another reason why they should bat Bichette second to allow Lindor to utilize his running game. But it is good to see that Soto busting it out of the box to avoid the double play with Lindor in the next at bat. I noticed when Bichette got up that before the pitch is thrown, he has the bat behind his head pointing towards the pitcher. That's going to slow down his bat speed, I would think. But he made good contact, and Soto, great job running and scoring from first base on that double with only 1 out. Then Peterson got on the mound with a 1-0 lead. Good to see him get Adames out. Adames, I believe, had an over 500 on base percentage versus Peterson before that. Then, a dangerous hitter, Rafael Devers batting second. He's a good hitter. And then after 2 outs, I was so relieved to see Luis Ariz coming up to bat, who I could say, you think of him, he's a slap hitter. He's not that dangerous, and he gets a triple. I didn't realize that, and Gary Cohen mentioned it, he has the highest average among active players against the New York Mets. He's batting .416 with a .539 slugging percentage and a .999 OPS. He has 37 hits and 89 at bats. And I thought Bader was a Met killer. Bader is significantly less, batting 342 with an 894 OPS. Devers is decent. He's batting 289 with an 820 OPS. Then Swaggy V with the D. And then it leads up the second inning with the homer. He really needs to be rewarded with some at bats. I think they should play him over Semien in the lineup. I think Vientos should come in to play first base and Beatty move to second base. It gives Semien a couple of days off. After that, the Mets only had a couple of infield hits and a hit by Soto for the rest of the game. Arise and Chapman got Peterson again in the third. I said to myself when Arise came up and they had that big hole between first and second, that Arise loves that hole, and right away he hit it there. Then they loaded the bases with no out, and they got two sacrifice flies. Good fundies, as Hernandez would say. Peterson would pitch 4 1/3 innings, give up 9 hits, 5 earned runs for a 4.66 ERA. And then Manaea was brought in to piggyback. Would you stop with the piggyback? It's called long relief. Piggyback is scheduled before the game even starts. Then did you see the Giants home run celebration? They put on some kind of unicorn mask. I didn't expect that ball to go out by Devers, though. Manaea would pitch 3 2/3, give up 4 hits, 2 walks, and an earned run for a 1.80 ERA. Not terrible. When he came in, he already had a runner on base. So he basically gave up 2 runs, but one was Peterson's. Robbie Ray pitched 5 1/3, gave up only 3 hits, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. 2 runs for a 3.38 ERA. Blade Tidwell. Blade, that's not a name. Blade Tidwell threw the last 3 innings and gave up only 2 hits and no walks with 2 strikeouts for a 0.00 ERA. Not a good offensive showing by the Mets again. Lindor went 0 for 2, but he had 2 walks, and he now has a 394 OBP. Soto went 1 for 4, also has a 394 OBP, but he's batting 333. Where Lindor's batting 130. Bo Bichette went 1 for 4 with the ribby, only batting 129 with a 152 OBP. I really think to get him going, they should move him up to number 2 so he gets better pitches with Soto behind him. Polanco went 0 for 4. I don't know if that injury's bugging him. Robert went 0 for 3, but he's still batting 273 with the 429 on base percentage. Swaggy V came out, went 1 for 3 with a homer, batting 333. I hope they play him again. Semien went 1 for 3 after going 0 for 19. I really think Beatty should be playing second base next game. Alvarez went 1 for 3, batting 250, but a 368 on base percentage. It really looks like he's trying to pull off the ball. He's got to stop doing that. He's either got to move closer or step into the plate. And Travis Taylor went 0 for 3, but he only plays against left-handed pitchers. Overall, San Francisco got 13 hits. Suzak and Schmidt had 3 each. Devers, Arise, and Chapman all had 2. Hopefully the bats heat up tonight. Let's go, Mets go. Until next time, I'm One Gun.